I feel like there's this weird cycle of unabashedly enjoying things and then looking back and just full body cringing. Sometimes the cringe is enough to stop liking certain things altogether. I've been a victim of this many times until I finally decided no more. Somewhere over the past year, I decided that I was going to stop worrying about what was cringe or not, and that I was just going to enjoy things no matter how quote-unquote cringe something may be. And that's great in theory, but there will always be an apprehension. It's very hard to unlearn things like this. So I decided to make videos like this to teach myself and others that you should let the cringe win. First of all, if you're coming back to my channel, welcome back, you mad lads. If this is your first time seeing me or my channel, hi, I'm Ash. I make art, animations, and partake in shenanigans from time to time. So if that's the kind of thing that you're into, why not subscribe and hit the bell? That way you're notified when I post. Did you know I'm on other social media? It's true. You can find me on TikTok and Instagram at CherubSoul, or you can find me on Twitter at ActuallyCherub. I also stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/PalletTown. Anyways, on with the video. This week, we're designing a Gemsona. When it comes to making Gemsonas, there aren't a lot of rules, but there are quite a lot of guides. However, the most extensive resource I found was Gemsona resources on Tumblr. I'll go ahead and link them down below. Step 1. Pick a gemstone. The first step they recommend is to pick a color, specifically your favorite color. Let's see here. Favorite color. Okay. Orange. It's orange. Now, I could have chosen my birthstone, and that probably would have been the easy route. However, my birthstone is topaz, which has already been designed, and I could make one just like it. However, that is just not something that I was going for this video, so I went down the list. And I discovered a stone called honey calcite, which the name was just too cute not to do. This stone in general, I'm not sure, but for some reason, I wanted them to be a fusion. So I also had to figure out the gems that would make honey calcite. So I wanted them to be either orange or two colors that could make up orange. We see a lot of yellow gems, but we don't see a lot of orange gems. The only orange gems I can remember are Padparacha, Jasper, and Sardonyx, technically. And I love Padparacha. I love her so much. There's just one problem with wanting Padparacha. I can't determine if there's only one of her because she's a defective gem, or we only see one of her out of convenience. So I decided, who cares? She's a canon design and she's a canon character, so it's a good starting point. I also decided I wanted the other half to be a Jasper. That part was easy. Gemstone, check. Step 2. Pick a weapon. So for most of the time for fusion weapons, the two gems weapons are also fused, i.e. Smoky Quartz's yo-yo is Amethyst whip and Steven's shield, Sardonyx's hammer is Pearl's spear and Garnet's gauntlets. The issue with Padparacha is that she's a sapphire, which I don't think they have weapons. They don't draw any weapons out when they are standalone, and when Garnet draws her weapons, it's just two of Ruby's gauntlets. So I have reason to believe that it just doubles the other half's weapons. Now, Jasper's weapon is a helmet, which is hard to double, so I decided to look at other quartz weapons, and they all seem to be either defensive or otherwise long range. I really liked the idea of her carrying two half pikes, so there we go, a working weapon. Step 3. Ability. Padparacha is a sapphire. Sapphires see the future. However, the only Padparacha that we see is defective and can only see the past. For some reason, I wanted to keep that, but make it a little less comedic and more just insight. I like being able to immediately learn from everything in the past and be able to tell others so it's not repeated. I don't know, it sounds cool. So she has the ability of hindsight, but Jasper doesn't have anything that is considered an ability other than her perfection. However, quartzes are meant to be soldiers, so strength could definitely be one of them. So, boom, hindsight and strength. Ability, check. Now, with all that out of the way, we're ready to actually start designing Honey Calcite. So first I played around with her proportions a little bit. I knew I wanted her to have 4 arms, which may have been a cop-out, but I just really liked the silhouette. I also knew that I wanted to have the gem placement to be on the head and on the chest because I wanted the gems to be aligned. I can't tell you exactly why, but it was just kind of a given for me. When it came down to the hair, I first tried this windswept spiked front hair to show the forehead gem. I wanted to have an homage to the sapphire dress, so I opted for this roughly high-low skirt with the puffy sleeves on the top pair of arms. I realized that posing with 2 arms was kind of hard enough, but add 2 more, absolutely devastating. And I already don't know what to do with arms normally. I spent way too long racking my brain to figure out how to pose her without it looking too generic or too clunky. I got this far into the sketch and realized that I hated it. I didn't like the hairstyle, and the high-low dress really wasn't doing anything for me. I also didn't like the pose. I tried 2 different hairstyles and decided that the full bangs was the one that looked the best, even if the forehead gem is covered. And for the dress, I wanted to include this X-cross neckline from Jasper's outfit, and I wanted to get rid of the mullet skirt. I tried to keep the frills, but it just seemed too complicated, so I decided to leave them out. This next sketch, I tried to make it more Steven Universe-y, a lot more simple shapes and stuff. I gave a little peeky window for the chest gem. I thought it was just a fun touch. I decided rather than the 4 arms look the same, I wanted the top 2 to be muscular and stuff for the Jasper, and the bottom 2 to be smaller. The puff sleeves did make a return, but on the bottom 2 arms. I love what I did with the skirt. It's giving very Catherine of Aragon from 6. The posing itself I wasn't too sure about. I felt like it separated her personality a bit too much. I didn't want people to think that it's an obvious sapphire and quartz and she doesn't have one personality but 2. I didn't want people to think that. I wanted her to be her own person, regardless of her being a fusion, so I redrew her. However, I did want to draw her with weapons this time. With how clunky the arms can get, I felt like double half pikes would have been too messy. So instead, I decided to do a double-headed spear. I'll show you a hack of how to make a pole spear thing. Basically, you're going to make a straight line with a straight line tool with whatever color you're lining with, and then select transparent for the color, make the straight line a little bit thinner, and then just go over that same line again. And then boom, you've got a hollowed out line. There's probably a way to do it easier than that, but that's the way that I've been doing it for a bit. Boom, life hacks. This pose gave me more grief than I thought, specifically the hands. I did like this pose though. I think it captures her personality. I wanted her to be carefree and brash, and she has no filter, a little cocky, but not like annoyingly cocky, just very confident. She's like the chill, loud, caffeinated friend. Like the juxtaposition of calm but chaotic. Kind of like Bo in Critical Role, if you guys have ever seen that. Anyways, I'm loving her. She's great. However, that's as far as I had gotten to her personality-wise. I was more focused on the design and what kind of personality I could capture in her posing and stuff like that. As for the color scheme, it was just monochromatic, so I put a bunch of oranges, creams, burnt oranges in there, and boom! There she is, Honey Calcite in all her amber glory. What do you guys think? Because I think she's super stinking cute! Look at her! Anyways, I had so much fun making this video. I definitely have more videos like this in the works. I'm planning a Homestuck one for sure in the future, which will take me a lot more research. So send thoughts and prayers, y'all, because I'm gonna need it. As of writing this script, I reached 600 subs, and I wanted to thank each and every one of you for this rapid growth. Like, y'all, I more than tripled the subs that I had in 4 days. That is insane. So thank you guys so much for finding my content and liking it. And if you're just seeing my channel for the first time, why not consider joining this hyper-expanding community that I have going on here? The more the merrier. There's definitely more content like this coming soon, so subscribe and hit the bell to join my notification army. They are tiny, but they are mighty. But anyways, if you liked this video, drop a like, and if you have any fandoms that you want me to make a character in, let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!